Up next on Connections, the North and Clybourn train station gets a much-needed makeover with the help of a corporate partner. Santa Claus is coming to town, and he's riding the CTA. We'll tell you how you can make the CTA's holiday train part of your holiday tradition. Making spirits bright by making shopping easy. There's a gift for everyone on your list at ctagifts.com. Plus, the Chicago Transit Board approves the proposed 2011 budget. And in Backtracks, why the city's first articulated bus was dubbed the Queen Mary. That's all coming up next on Connections. Hello, I'm Omar Barragan. Welcome to Connections and welcome to the newly refurbished Red Line station at North and Clybourn. A unique partnership between the CTA and Apple made the improvements possible without taking a bite out of the CTA budget. Bright and airy, this is the newly refurbished North and Clybourn station, just a few steps away from the shiny new Apple store that opened in October.
As you're coming out of the subway, it opens up into the plaza and looking into the store.
Apple and CTA teamed together to make possible a much-needed station renovation.
Part of the agreement was that Apple contributed money to the CTA to do the improvements, and we coordinated with the contractors, Apple's contractors, to do the station work. And then CTA hired a contractor to do the platform level work.
The improvements are obvious and impressive.
It took some time, but it's nice. It's worth it.
It's so much nicer than the old one. I mean, it's open, it's airy, and it's much easier to move around in.
Natural light spills into the station from a wall of windows. Everything from the granite flooring to the stainless steel ceiling is new, including the customer service kiosk and fare turnstile. There are new security cameras at both the station entrance and the subway platform. The platform level has a fresh coat of paint, new benches, and improved lighting.
It's a big difference. It looks a lot cleaner,
The station exterior has all new brick and signage. And there's an outdoor plaza that connects the CTA to the Apple Store.
It's very nice. This has all been put together by Apple, so they maintain everything in the plaza, the water featured, the chairs, the green space.
The plaza is already becoming a popular spot for both Apple and CTA customers.
Yeah, like say, I'll meet you up at the North and Clybourn station. Like now you have a really interesting place to hang out and meet. People will linger and enjoy the experience a lot more.
I think the improvements into the area in general have been overall very well received and gives a nice little pop to the entire neighborhood, which is what was intended.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I adore the CTA. I'm a lifelong Chicagoan. I always take public transportation, and I live in this neighborhood, so it's wonderful.
Apple's investment in the refurbished station totaled nearly $4 million. Can you hear it? A hearty ho-ho-ho cuts through the chilly air as a train illuminated with tens of thousands of colored lights transports a jolly man in red. Santa is once again riding the rails on the CTA holiday train. Ho, 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 and away they go on the CTA's holiday train. It's a sight that never fails to amaze those who see it, no matter how many times they see it.
It's my 10th year doing it. It's still exciting, seeing the smiles on the kids' faces and adults. Everybody is always very excited to see the train as it comes into the station.
There's over 125,000 lights on the train, and it's just beautiful at nighttime, and it never ceases to amaze anyone. When you pull into a station and people don't expect this train to come in, the looks on their faces are just priceless.
See you later.
This is the 19th year for the holiday train. It started out as a single, out-of-service car that delivered food baskets to charitable organizations along the Blue Line. The charity component is still strong and made possible by CTA employee donations.
From the CTA, from our family to your family, happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. Thank you very much. Feliz Navidad.
We ask them for a donation each year, and then we bring volunteers in from different departments. They go out and pick up the food, come in and pack it, and so then we let them know exactly what point we'll be at, and they can send representatives by to pick them up.
Food baskets are delivered by the holiday train to representatives of community organizations throughout the city.
We are giving to our sister organization, Care for Real, which serves so many families in the North Side community. And so we're delighted to have the opportunity to share with others through the CTA's generosity.
This year, there'll be 300 families being fed. Donations have always been consistent, and people have been very generous, even in these hard times.
Many CTA employees work behind the scenes to make this all possible. Other employees work directly with the customers to make a memorable holiday train experience.
Every year, it's just amazing to see the reaction of the passengers that get on and the smiles that we bring to them. And also, you can tell that even the workers out here just enjoy it every year.
A flatbed train car allows Santa to sail along the tracks in his sleigh. CTA employees made the sleigh and all the decorations. They put on all the lights.
It's a real lot of work. A little elf magic, a little elbow grease, but every year we put it together.
The elbow grease is supplied courtesy of the crew responsible for transforming the holiday train cars.
They're specially wired so that we can turn that 600 volts we take off our third rail into 110 volts to run all the Christmas lights. Been 19 years we've been doing this. We've had a lot of lessons learned. Tree branches, wind, snowstorms, ice storms. There's a lot of little tricks the guys know to keep the lights on.
The inside of the car is equally as festive.
If you look up where normally you see all the advertisements on our trains, we have Christmas riddles that the people here at the shop came up with these riddles, and some people find it amusing, some find it corny, but they enjoy doing it.
Songs of the season are piped into the train cars, and there's the occasional impromptu live performance. For some, the holiday train is a family tradition.
This is our third year coming to the holiday train. It's totally amazing. In fact, I saw it a few times. I ride the L every day to work, and I saw it several times before I had kids, and it's just like a delight just to see it coming.
While many people make annual plans to ride the train, others are simply in the right place at the right time, caught completely by surprise.
When they see it coming with all the lights at night, you see all the cell phone cameras come out, and everybody gets a smile on their face.
The holiday train costs nothing extra to ride, just regular fare. Santa rides every train line.
As the years have progressed, the crowds have definitely gotten larger. Schedules go out, all routes, and we distribute those schedules so the riding public knows exactly when the train is coming to their line.
It runs Wednesday through Saturday. We move it around from line to line to give it equal coverage around the system so everybody in the city can see it. There's no extra charge to ride the holiday train.
The full holiday train schedule is available on the CTA's website at www.transitchicago.com. The CTA's website is also a great place to begin your holiday shopping adventures. Use the Trip Planner feature to chart a course to your favorite shopping mall or store. In many cases, a CTA bus will drop you within feet of your destination, or a train station may be located right in the heart of a shopping district. Money becomes even more of a precious commodity this time of year, so why spend it on parking? And why waste time fighting the crowds circling to find a parking spot? CTA buses and trains come pre-warmed, ready to help you keep your good humor and your budget intact. You can avoid the store crowds altogether and simply do your holiday shopping online. CTAgifts.com has something for everyone, even that one on your list who seems to have everything. Kick your feet up, grab a cup of hot chocolate, and shop till your last drop at CTAgifts.com.
There are a lot of transit enthusiasts. CTAgifts.com offers these folks and other people who are looking for unique gift items an opportunity to purchase these items in a convenient way. You do it online, privacy of your own home, wherever there's internet, and you can get these unique items at a great price.
Nowhere else will you find a transit teddy or a CTA mouse pad.
This is one of our most popular items. This is a CTA shower curtain. As you can see, like with many of our items, it has the CTA rail system map.
From the routine morning shower to the unexpected midday shower, these are gifts that are fun and functional.
This is the CTA Field Engineer bag. This is a great bag for students. It has a lot of different compartments. Great for laptops, books, you have your pens.
Do you know people new to Chicago confused by our street grid and transit lines? They won't be puzzled any longer once they get this gift.
Not only do you have all the grid with all the streets, but you also have our rail lines, our bus lines. It's a 500-piece puzzle, so you will be busy for a long time. This isn't something that you will do in an hour.
Children and even adults love the miniature L cars. These are designed to fit on standard wooden track sets, and they have magnets to connect to other popular toy trains.
But wait, there's more. You can even special order items customized with your favorite bus stop or L station sign.
If you're online and there's an item that you don't see and you really want to make it special and personalize it for yourself or someone you care about, there are several ways to do that. We do have bibs, we have mugs, we have t-shirts.
If you prefer to do your ordering over the phone, that's possible too. Call toll-free 877-CTA-9877 between 9 and 5. CTAgifts.com is open year-round, and new products are introduced regularly.
We try to continually look at the different items that are working for other cities, things that we know that our folks in Chicago enjoy. You go to CTAgifts.com. You are able to see all the items that we have in stock. Go ahead and place that order. It comes straight to you. It's just a very convenient way to take home a piece of Chicago.
There are so many great gifts, you may have trouble deciding what to buy. CTAgifts.com also has gift certificates, so you can let that lucky recipient make the choice. Keeping CTA buses and trains prepped for Chicago's notorious winters is a year-long process. Even when it's sunny and 90 in the summer, the CTA is planning for snowy and cold in the winter.
When it comes to weather, in Chicago we have extremes of high temperatures, low temperatures. You can get snow in May, you know, and so we really got to stay on top of our game all year round. Otherwise, you know, you don't want to be caught off guard because everything has to make the street every day. You know, we have to provide the service.
We work all year. It's either in preparation of the equipment to make it suitable for the winter, or it's reviewing our procedures and gathering information to make sure that everything we're doing is to the best interest to move people along, to get them where they need to go no matter what the weather is.
Winter is here, and CTA is working hard with the city to make sure customers get where they need to go.
Come August 1st is our big step off when we start reviewing our plans and putting our plans together for that next winter, in which we gather all our information together and we come up and we dedicate a book that designs all our instances when we have snow or ice, and then we detail it out about how the city and the CTA works together to formulate and to put a plan into action when certain instances happen.
We got a snow command, and pretty much we already have a plan in place where I can expect the lots to be plowed so I can get all the buses onto the street and so forth. There are scheduled times when the snow command plows the turnarounds and some of the lots and so forth, so we can get all the equipment on the street. I have a snow command person that I can contact should I require extra service salting so that I can move service out on the street.
Between the rail janitors and facilities maintenance, they clean all the platforms. Different departments of the CTA will have different areas in which they cover, and they have complete crews that go out and they will clean everything that has to do with making sure that everything runs properly.
CTA uses special equipment to keep buses and trains going in the snow and sleet.
We put the sleet scraper train out. We usually put it out before we have our normal rush hours, or in the middle of the night we'll put it out. It puts down a paste down on the third rail, and it prevents the snow and ice from sticking, and it allows us to have complete conductivity between the third rail and the train.
we're a 24/7 operation. And the preparedness for the bus in the morning really begins as soon as that bus pulls in off the street. That's when we fuel it, we sweep it, we inspect it, we have to turn that thing around. By the next morning, that bus has to be ready to go out in the morning. So we got 3 shifts working around the clock to turn these buses around and make sure they're good, that they're clean, safe, and nice and warm to go out in the morning.
We've gone through extensive testing and extensive preparedness to make sure that we cover everything when something happens, and it will help our passengers get to where they're going, because we know that during inclement weather, we have a tendency to carry a lot more people than we normally do during a normal rush hour.
Because more people tend to take the CTA during inclement weather, expect buses and trains to be more crowded. And remember to allow for extra travel time, just as you would if you're driving yourself. The Chicago Transit Board has approved the proposed 2011 budget. It's a budget with a focus on management efficiencies and streamlined costs.
The budget that I am proposing to the board is $1.337 billion. Although we are operating in a very tough economic environment, through cost-conscious management, we've developed a budget that allows us to maintain current fares and service levels.
For 2011, the CTA plans to keep service and fares at their current levels. Although the state is experiencing its own financial struggles, the CTA is relying on it to meet its commitments to the CTA, both for the public funds that make up a large share of operating revenue and the promised capital program. The 2011 budget will be balanced through responsible and disciplined management.
Through a careful review of departmental budgets, we identified $53.6 million in savings. These include cutbacks in our personnel costs by eliminating positions, delaying hiring, continuing to manage and control overtime, once more foregoing wage increases for non-union personnel, and requiring them to take unpaid days.
Here's a breakdown of the savings. Hiring control, $13.7 million. Furlough and unpaid holidays, $9.7 million. Fuel hedging, $9.4 million. Power hedging, $8.1 million. Position elimination, $7.2 million. And overtime reduction, $5.5 million. Despite those efficiencies, the 2011 budget is $66.7 million more than the 2010 budget. That is due in large part to union wage increases.
70% of the $1.337 billion is purely labor. It's paying for salaries and benefits and such. 90% of our workforce is unionized as well. So again, a lot of the benefits that they receive are not things that I can change up until we have an opportunity to renegotiate our contract, which will be in 2012.
The higher labor costs come at a time when public funding continues to underperform. The red line indicates projection. The blue bars indicate actual funding. Public funding in 2011 is $92.5 million less than in 2008 and almost $258 million less than projected in 2008 and 2009.
To make up the difference between what we have and what we need, we will again have to transfer $113 million in eligible capital funds to help balance the budget and allow us to maintain service levels while the economy continues to recover.
The 2011 budget calls for a capital improvement plan of $599.5 million. That money is needed to overhaul buses, update garages and rail stations, and replace track to eliminate slow zones. That's just basic maintenance.
Despite limited resources, we also want to continue to focus attention on areas where strategic investments will lay the foundation for future improvements and customer benefits.
This is a Brown Line train to Kimball.
Despite the economic challenges in recent years, the CTA completed a major $530 million renovation of the Brown Line, added additional hybrid buses to the fleet, and launched a major expansion of the security camera network to enhance safety and security. In 2011, the CTA will move ahead with the first order of new rail cars in more than 15 years, testing to retrofit older rail cars with cameras, and enhancements to the bus tracker system and testing for train tracker. The CTA is also looking for partners to develop a new fare card system without an upfront capital cost.
You should be able to use your ATM card or your credit card to ride our system. And for those that are unbanked, we would then have a single card that you can reload and not just necessarily use it on our system, but you could use it as a gift card. You can go and purchase groceries or purchase gas, whatever it is that you need to do.
The economy is weak and the budget is tight. but the CTA will continue to make progress while making ends meet. That's because the 2011 budget is about more than money. It's about innovation, teamwork, and sacrifice.
A huge part of the sacrifice is having to require our non-union employees to take furlough days. It's a lot when you're already asking them to work 50, 60 hours a week. So we're streamlining the organization. We've become very lean, we're very, very efficient, and we're doing the best that we can, again, with very few resources.
A copy of the 2011 budget is available online at www.transitchicago.com. This is a time of year when CTA customers can really appreciate knowing when their buses will arrive. Bus tracker texting can help customers avoid long waits in the cold, and that texting information is now available at every CTA bus stop.
Yeah, I use it every day for the Fullerton bus, and it's always accurate, always on time.
I can plan just so I won't be late for classes or wherever I'm going.
It actually does help a lot, you know, due to the cold, due to, you know, traffic and stuff like that, it does help.
It just makes it so that I'm not late for work.
The CTA knows its customers love Bus Tracker. It also knows not everyone has a smartphone to access the internet-based tracking system. That's why there's Bus Tracker texting.
The market wanted more, and the customers wanted more with other devices on the market like cell phones, so we moved into the texting environment.
So if you don't have access to a computer or you don't have a phone that has internet access, but you have the ability to text, this gives you the opportunity to also receive bus tracker information, and so you're not left out.
Every CTA bus stop sign now has the identification code needed to get a bus arrival text.
Yep, every single bus stop.
A pilot program was tested at 42 locations in early 2010. Based on usage and customer feedback, the program expanded to all bus stops on the system.
That particular application has exploded in the last couple of months.
In the month of July, before we started the installation of all the bus stop ID stickers, we were averaging about 10,000 texts, two-way texts on a given day. And for the month of September, we were averaging about 24,000.
Here's how to use Bus Tracker texting. Text the message CTA bus, one word, then add a space, then type in the route ID number on the bus stop sign. Send the text to 41411. In just a few seconds, you'll get a text back.
We quickly send you back a response with the top 3 next arriving buses.
We used a BlackBerry with a bright screen for demonstration purposes, but any phone with texting capability will work.
Older cell phones, newer cell phones, smartphones, and whatever else might be coming down the line.
Best of all, the CTA doesn't charge for the service.
There is no cost to using the text messaging feature of Bus Tracker, only your usual text messaging service charges that you might pay in your plan.
For even more convenience, customers can sign up to have Bus Tracker texts sent to them at a designated time each day. Say you always end your workday at 5 o'clock. You can get a text at 5:01 every day with your estimated bus arrival times.
You send our application the information, bus stop that you're looking to get the information for, the time that you'd like to deal with, either one particular time or multiples, and at that particular designated time point, you will get the information you need.
How great is that? Really great, according to the growing legions of Bus Tracker fans who use the technology every day.
We all rely on the bus to get around because having a car is too expensive in the city, so having Bus Tracker and having the text messaging available is great.
There are nearly 12,000 CTA bus stops in the service area.
And now Backtracks, a look back at Chicago's colorful public transit history. The year, 1893. It's Chicago Day at the World's Columbian Exposition in Jackson Park. Hundreds of thousands of visitors travel to the event by any means possible. Passengers scramble for a ride on top of this streetcar train near Wentworth and 61st Street. The year, 1935. For many years, Chicago's largest shopping district outside of the Loop was 63rd Street in Halsted in Englewood. A Pullman-built streetcar filled with holiday shoppers stops southbound on its way to 79th Street. The trip likely began at Broadway, with a streetcar making its way to Halsted, then Clark, and Archer, and back to Halstead. The year 1938. Construction begins on the State and Dearborn subways as part of a WPA Works Progress Administration project. The soil is fluid, so the tubes in the loop are mined with huge cylindrical devices called shields. Besides the shields, heavy rings of steel and compressed air are used to support the clay walls of the tube. The year 1946. Chicago's first articulated bus is a demonstrator built by Twin Coach. In 1948, it is converted to a trolley coach with seats for 58 passengers. It is dubbed the Queen Mary, and it's almost as difficult to maneuver as its namesake because the rear wheels have no turning capacity of their own. That's it for this edition of Backtracks. Now, let's get back to the present.
Security cameras help deter crime and assist authorities in investigations. A program to retrofit older CTA railcars with state-of-the-art cameras is currently in the testing phase.
The CTA has an extensive network of security cameras. All CTA buses have cameras. There's at least one camera at every CTA rail station. And the new 5000 series railcars undergoing in-service testing will come equipped with security cameras. Only the current fleet of railcars doesn't have cameras, but that's changing.
We're working on a pilot project to retrofit our existing fleet with cameras. And with support from a Department of Homeland Security grant, we have funding to get that project started.
Here's the first car retrofitted with cameras for the testing phase. It's an orange line car, and there are 2 cameras at each end. It may not look technologically complicated, but it is. The cameras have to hook into the car's sophisticated electronic system powered by the third rail.
And also, our rail cars are subjected to all kinds of weather. Extreme heat in the summer, extreme cold in the winter, especially when they're in the rail yards and waiting for service. So the idea here is to test the systems to see which works best in our environment.
The initial test phase will involve up to 30 cars. Each camera provides a 360-degree view, so there's no part of a rail car that's not covered.
It also has the capability of, when you're reviewing footage, to review at all those different angles. We're very interested in that technology.
Images are stored on a digital video recorder for later review if necessary. Distracted customers may not see a thief, but the camera never blinks.
So for example, in safety situations, we can go back and take a look at exactly what occurred. In the case of theft on the system, we found that they've been very effective and in working with the police department, helping us identify individuals and really deterring future crime.
Deterring crime is the goal, and adding cameras to the rail cars enhances those efforts.
The CTA is a very safe and secure system, but this is just another layer of security and safety that gives us another tool to work through any issues or problems that customers might be having.
That's it for this episode of Connections. Drop us a line at the Connections hotline if you have a story suggestion. That number is 312-681-2812. If you want to watch individual segments from this show or past episodes, those videos are available on the CTA's YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I'm Omar Barragan. I'll see you next time on Connections.